So, you've probably wished your AI could do more than just answer your questions, right? I mean, what if it could actually get stuff done for you? Okay, let's really dive into this because we're talking about AI agents, a totally new kind of AI that doesn't just respond, it actually acts. Think about it this way. Traditional AI is kind of like a calculator. It's super powerful, for sure, but you gotta punch in every single step yourself. An AI agent, though, that's more like giving a goal to a junior colleague. You just tell them where you want to go, and they figure out the best way to get there all on their own. And that's the real game changer right there. An agent can actually perceive its environment, figure out a sequence of actions, and then, this is the key part, it executes those actions to get the job done, all without you having to micromanage it. It's all about autonomy. Let's make this real. Imagine you tell an agent, hey, plan an affordable 3-day trip to Dubai for me. It doesn't just spit out a list of options. No way. It goes to work, autonomously searching for flights, comparing hotels, booking the best deals it finds, and then it even drops the final itinerary right into your calendar. It takes that high-level goal and just handles it. So how in the world did we get to this point? I mean, an AI that can act on its own? This didn't just happen overnight. It's actually the latest, really exciting step in a long journey. Let's kind of zoom out and see where these agents fit into the bigger story of AI's evolution. We started way back with AI that could simply describe what happened in the past. Then it got smarter. It learned to perceive, then predict, and even recommend what we should do. Most of us are familiar with what came next, generative AI, like ChatGPT. But this final leap to agentic AI, well, that's where AI stops just suggesting and starts acting on its own to make things happen. Okay, so we know they can act on their own, which is amazing, but how do they actually, think? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the core components that make these agents tick. The architecture is actually pretty fascinating. So right at the very heart of every agent, you've got the model. This is almost always a large language model, and you can just think of it as the brain of the whole operation. It provides all the raw intelligence that lets the agent understand what you want, reason through problems, and come up with a solid plan. But, a brain is pretty useless without hands to actually do things. And that's where tools come in. These are things like APIs, which are really just ways for different computer programs to talk to each other that let the agent interact with the real world. This is how it can browse the web, pull data from a database, or shoot off an email. This is how a plan becomes an action. And finally, to keep everything on the right track, you have the instructions. This is basically the agent's rulebook. It lays out all the explicit guidelines and policies to make sure the agent behaves exactly how you want it to, aligning all of its autonomous actions with your specific goals and, maybe more importantly, your constraints. Now, these three pieces all work together in this constant looping cycle. First, the agent senses the task. Then it uses its brain to reason and create a plan. It coordinates with other systems, then it acts using its tools. But here's the crucial part. It then learns from what happened, good or bad, and adapts its approach for the next time. It's a cycle of constant, on-the-job improvement. So let's put it all together. A system that can think, plan, act, and learn. Yeah, now you can see why this is so much more than just the next tech trend. This is something that is absolutely poised to revolutionize how business gets done and how we all work. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Just follow the money. The money trail tells a really clear story here. In 2024, a staggering 37% of all venture capital funding for AI startups went straight to companies building autonomous agents and digital coworkers. This is where the smart money is betting big. And adoption is happening, and it's happening fast. Right now, only about 10% of big companies are using agents. But get this, over half of them plan to start within the next year. And in 3 years, that number is expected to jump to a massive 82%. This isn't some distant future, folks. This is a huge shift that's happening right now. So what's the actual real-world impact? What does this mean in practice? Well, check out this call center example. After they brought in AI agents, the time they spent on each issue dropped by 9%, while the number of issues they could resolve every hour shot up by 14%. I mean, those are concrete, absolutely game-changing efficiency gains. And this isn't just for call centers, not by a long shot. We're seeing these agents pop up across pretty much every sector. In finance, they're automating complex forecasts. In healthcare, they're monitoring patient data in real time. In tech, they're even helping prototype and debug code. The applications are just incredibly broad. Okay, so what does this all mean for our jobs? The knee-jerk reaction is always about replacement, but the reality seems to be more of an evolution. As these agents take over the routine, repetitive tasks, the human role actually shifts upward. We become the supervisors, the ones who handle the tricky exceptions, the strategists. We get to focus on the high-value work that really needs human creativity and judgment. But let's be real. Giving a machine this much autonomy comes with some pretty obvious risks. How do we make sure these incredibly powerful systems operate safely, ethically, and predictably? This brings us to a really critical topic: the absolute need for safeguards. Building trust really requires what you could call a layered defense. First, you need guardrails, which act as policy filters to keep things in bounds. Second, you need rigorous evaluation to stress test the agent's responses for accuracy and safety before you ever let it loose. And third, you need observation, basically a constant real-time monitor to watch the agent's behavior and catch any problems the second they happen. And even with all these automated checks and balances, human oversight is still absolutely essential. As Mike Lau from Accenture points out, especially when the stakes are high, keeping a human in the loop isn't just a good idea. It's fundamental to using this tech responsibly and successfully. And so that brings us to the final, really big question. We're clearly moving from a world where we are the doers to one where we are the directors, delegating tasks to these new autonomous agents. So if AI can execute our goals for us, how will we as people end up redefining what it even means to work?